Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Riverbend Spring Simulation for the Nation here. It is October, it's early morning, and we have got a busy day ahead and lots of things to get going with. We are, in no particular order, going to tidy up a few things around the yard. There's some pallets of produce that we can sell off. We're going to move the header trailer back in. We bought a new stock trailer, it's the exact same one as we had, but it has double capacity, so we need to go and pick that up and start bringing cattle back for the new shed that we put up over here. If you haven't seen that episode, go and check that out. There was a most recent episode after this one, and you'll be able to see what we did to get this in and a few other bits and pieces around the yard. But there's 50 cattle to go in there, so we're going to start to bring some of those back. And we also need to sell off 5 in here, which are the slightly older ones. So there's a bit of movement to do. We've got some silage to cut. Third cut will be coming in now. So we've got this field here and the new ground as well to do. You'll see right now we've got a hired worker cracking along with a contract as well. So life is good. There's lots of things happening and we need to keep this going. So we're just going to do a little bit of loader work first before we jump into the New Holland. I'm starting to get the mindset as well that I want to upgrade the John Deere. Be a few reasons behind that really, but primarily I want something with a smaller tractor with a faster road speed. Now, I don't know if I'm just going to go down the leasing option like we have done for all the other equipment so far, or if we'll look to try and get enough money to buy it. But if we look to do that route, it's either going to have to be a sale option, of which right now we've got nothing, or we're going to have to work a lot harder to get to that point. Now, crucially as well, the patch has kicked in where the wood hauling contracts are now significantly less valuable than they were. So that would mean a lot of other contract work. So we're just going to play that one by ear for now. We're in no huge rush for that, but I would like to get it done. What we're going to do now, there's a thing of nearly full honey there, 3/4 full. And there's also some pallets here. So we need to clear all these. We'll take these all away at once. And they're just going to go into our produce stand. I can see what they're doing here. Let's bring these in. Happy days. And we'll just stack them over here so we can get a better hold of them all in one go, I think. I need to do a little bit more landscaping work around here just to make it as good as I think it can be. And then we're all set. But yeah, this is working its way through nicely here. Everything else is fully fed up from last night as well, so we don't need to worry too much about that just yet, which is good. But yeah, I'm really pleased with how everything's ticking along at the moment. We're in a great place. Really will be good though to get those livestock in today, because there's nothing that's anywhere near ready apart from those 5 which are accidentally left over. There is nothing else that's ready to be sold. So having them in now would be a good position, because it's going to be 11-12 months from here as to when they're ready to go again. So that would stagger us out quite nicely. But because it is 50, I really want to make sure that we have enough fodder for the winter months, which is why we're definitely going to get a third cut. And as a result of that, God, this is some awful stacking. As a result of that, we won't be doing any drilling today. So all our crops going in will be spring crops, I would imagine, at this stage. Because I also want to put some lime onto the fields and get them into a position where we can really reap the rewards of that for next year as well. So lots of things happening. We've got bales to collect from one more field as well. All that straw was baled up, so we've got a lot that we can clear out there as well, which will be good to do. There we go, and let's pick all these 3 up together. That's the ticket. So we've got 2,000 litres of spring onions, and then I don't know how much of the honey, but a little bit. There's some eggs that we could probably sell off as well. And then there will be some planks to move too. So all these little side bits and pieces, these little productions, are going to serve us in good stead, just to get a little bit of extra cash flow through when perhaps there's nothing else coming in. I love seeing the mist across the mountain there, just fantastic. You can see there's some pallets that we'll have to move over there. That is slowly working through all of the timber that we sorted out in the last episode as well. Combine's back in the shed. Header trailer will go in now, that's all done. But you can see this field, I might look to get a topper as well, or a mulcher, because I just want to get these fields all in great nick. There's a little bit of work I can do for that, and I think that would be a fantastic thing to tick off. But you can see we've still got that field of bales there. Because I'm not really in a crazy rush to do that, I can wait until November, I'd imagine. Oh, where am I going? I've gone past it here. I was thinking of I need to go to the hens eventually, but we're not quite there yet. We're just going to Stick everything right in there for the Hickory Brook Farm Shop. There you go. That's nearly £1,000 for £1,000 for a crate of spring onions. Not too shabby. And then, like I say, there are some eggs here that we'll take as well. I'm hoping I can grab them from here. Go extender arm. Nailed it. Yeah, so we have the hired equipment as well. So he is working with field 25. So that's a nice little extra. Quite a lot of contracts coming in at the moment. Some of the harvesting contracts are very lucrative, but would take an absolute age to do. So I'm just not going to entertain that idea. Go away eggs. There you go. Happy days. We'll just get ourselves a scooting around the corner here. Now, I wonder, we haven't washed the head down. Gave the combine a bit of a wash off. Usually don't, but decided against my usual philosophy on that. But the header trailer, we might just get stuck in here for now. What have I hit there? Bit of terrain. Get this out of the way so we can get straight in with the mowers when we're ready to later on today. Now, mowers are right in that corner, so I need to go around those. And through we go. Stick this in by the drill. This telehandler, although we're just using the pickup hitch here, so we could in theory use any telehandler. The ability just to shuffle machinery around the yard with this is so useful. Okay, so both tractors were in there. The John Deere has been out and about. And then we'll just shift this last thing and then we're all set over here. That football just keeps loading in. I'm not sure what to do with that. I really don't know. But there's a big old stump there as well that we should hopefully start to see this work through. And let's just get this out of the way. I'm not sure when I'm going to sell these, but we'll keep them until we've got at least another couple, I would say. Let's get that squared up a bit. There you go. Perfect. All right. Miller needs to wash as well. But like I said, everything else has been fed. We don't need to worry too much about that. We've got all of our hay in the shed now as well. So there's just that straw to clear off at some point. But as you can see, as we zip around here, it's starting to fill up a little bit more. Certainly looking a little bit better for itself. And then we're just going to stop about here. Wonderful stuff. Check as well, make sure there's nothing else coming in. So what I am thinking would be a nice little thing to pick up here would be, I mean, it's expensive. We could hold on to a little bit to see if it's going to be reduced down in price at all, but that would be a heck of a trash fan, is that? Interesting. No, we don't need that. That would be a hell of a machine to pick up and would certainly do us some good work, but we'll just keep an eye on that, we'll see. Like I say, right now we're going to go pick up our new stock trailer though. So we'll take out the New Holland. Oh, both tractors are in there. Come on. Thank you, thank you, thank you. As you can see, we are using the enhanced vehicle mod on here as well, which is always handy to have. How is this in need of so much paint work already? Oh my god. So, let's just got beacons on. So what we're going to do is going to buy the, pick up the stock trailer. It's the exact same model, like I say, just a slightly different colour shade. It can fit 12 cattle in there as opposed to 6. So that's going to speed us up, obviously. And that new shed takes 50 livestock in there, so it will be a case of having to take just under well, like 4 and a bit loads really, but we can do that, it's not a problem. Ultimately it's going to just be a bit faster as well, so we'll go and pick up the stock trailer, we'll go and load it up with a load of calves, bring them back, and then we'll take out this, like I say, five cows that are ready to go. So we'll take those away to the abattoir and get them on the way, and we're all set for that as well, so pretty handy timing. And then we can start to assess the plans really. Like I say, silage is a must. I want to get that done today whilst the weather is still good, in inverted commas. So we'll get both fields knocked down, and then we are straight on in with the rake there as well. So that will be the plan, and we can just see how it all comes together. Lovely little bit of mist hanging over the river there today. That is just superb lighting. Really do appreciate the work that Giants put in for that. Looks great. There you go. I got it with the trendy black rims. Look at that. Now I could still do with something bigger really. If there's some way that there's going to be a stock trailer coming out soon with a capacity in excess of you know, 30, I'd have to take it really, because the amount of trips I'm doing now, it's that is the bottleneck really for this operation. So we could really do with just fixing that. But for now, this will do. 12 is better than 6. So we'll get a few loads done, and then we will see what the rest of the day looks like. So it's going to cost us around about £15,000 to invest in filling up that cattle shed. So we have got 5 cattle in the back here, which are worth about £1,400 each. So that will go a long way to paying off some of that. The contract that we're finishing there at the moment is around about the 5 or so. So realistically, our balance won't be affected too much, which is good. But yeah, and obviously we'll get that. We'll reap the benefits in about 12 months' time. But right now, let's move these 5. There you go. So that's about half the cost paid for right there, which is handy. And it's £3,600 a go for. But you know what? We're going to mix it up. We're going to limousines and Angus. 12. So the first 2 loads have been paid for by the selling of those 5, and they were just a little bit older than the rest of them in that pen. There's still 20 in there, which are less than 6 months. They were at the I believe 9-month barrier, maybe the 10 months. So time for those to go, and the rest will be fine. We'll hold on to. But everything's now staggered really nicely, so there's not going to be one single day or month where everything has to be sold off. It's going to be just consistently through the year, hopefully, and we'll look to keep it that way. If and when there's some more mods come out for trucks, I was thinking as well, we might look to get a livestock truck if we can afford it there, just so we've got a dedicated system that we can use. And it all depends on how many you can get into a truck at a time, but we will cross that bridge if and when the opportunity arrives, because right now we're not quite there. I also filled this in before, just to make sure you couldn't really see where the next entrance was, because when I took over this farm, there were about 4 different entrances into this farmyard, and there's still 3, which is nearly 1 too many for me. But yeah, it's getting a little bit better. It's certainly taking shape. This will fill up a little bit more of silage bales once we get going there later on today. So it's all going to come in together and piece in nicely. It's just taking its time. And through we come. There's the first group in there. Plenty of space to spin around in here, and we have to just poke the trailer door down between the shed and the grain silos there, which I'm pleased we didn't have to move in the end, because they would have been really expensive and very cost ineffective to do so. So we should just be able to go at this angle here. Oh, he's nearly finished, 90%. Good. Using the wheel arches in the stock trailer there as a guide as to where we're at. For the wheels, that's perfect. And then in they go. If you're looking for this stock trailer as well, this is the double capacity. It was on King Mods. I don't use that with site too much, but for now at least I just had to have something that was taking far too long. So yeah, it's doing the job for me there. So that's 24 down, so we're just about halfway through. We'll get the rest of these in, and then we can move on with some more field work. And there you have it. We've got 48 in here now, all good and done. We're not worried about going for 2 more, just to make it around 50, but 48 will do. Nice and easy, 4 trips every time. Perfect stuff. They're going to get a bit of conditioning on them and slowly start to grow up, but look at you. Look at you. Perfect. All right, as you can see, the health is very low because they always come at 0%. We're starting to make slurry. I haven't put any straw in here yet. I'm going to see what happens over the next hour or so, see if we need to put straw in to accelerate their health increase, or if we can keep them as they are, because I'd like to get slurry off here. That would be ideal if we can. The hired worker is finished, so before we go ahead and claim that contract, I wanted to have a look. See if there's any other big cultivating gigs that we can take on. There's nothing too lucrative. However, that one is on the way back to the store, so we'll accept that one. And by doing so, it's pretty much going to pay for the hiring costs as well, so we don't really lose out too much there, because this is a big old machine that we don't have, obviously, so I had to hire it in and rent it in for the gig. So we'll go and take this back. Do that little field on the way. Field 15. Tiny one, that should be nice and easy. Very nice tractor though. Slightly too big for what I would maybe be looking into there, but you can always hope. And then right now after this, next jobs really for us will be silage, third cut silage to get in, mowed, raked and baled today. Just the 2 fields there, so it won't take too long, especially now we've got the mowers and we can get the hired worker in to rake it up as well when we're in the other field, so that'll be nice and easy. And then we'll be set. Once we get that done, that should give us enough fodder for the winter months, because I think we've got about 15 bales of silage left, and I'm not sure how many bales of hay, but should be plenty. Add in maybe another 25 bales of silage, because some of it's not very well fertilized for the third cut. That should see us through nicely, I would hope. And we will be laughing. Now, is it this one? No, next one. Good. And then, the cost of the wood hauling contracts has dropped significantly. I found one which would usually have been up for around about the 4 or 5, 6, 7,000 pound mark is already at 2,000. So it really shows you the impact of that patch is going to have there. So you can't really grind for a day just to make as much money as you can on wood hauling before going to buy something. You're going to have to be a little bit more tactical with your approach. I don't mind it too much, so I think that probably works out for the best. We're just up here on the left, seemingly. That wee one there. Happy days. Alright, so we'll get him set up and away, and then we'll get back to the yard. Alright, we'll leave him to it. Absolute beast. Alright, back to the yard. So this is, of course, the other field that we'll be coming into here. Is ready to go. The yields aren't quite as strong as it could be, but it's still a decent crop. Again, third cut, or second cut on this particular piece, but, I'm more than happy with what that's going to look like for us. So we'll get this knocked down, and then the other one as well. Between the 2 won't take too long to do at all. I do want to buy in some lime at some point, probably November, that we can put onto our stubble fields, and we can get that taken care of as well. Because really want to make sure these fields are looking in the best possible position. So we will get onto that. Cut through back through here. We'll get everything shifted around here, and then we can get ourselves going with some mowers again. But everything else has been fed and watered. Everything else looks good as well. Troughs are looking pretty well stocked still. So I'm not too concerned about all of that. Just a nice, relatively dry, calm October day, which is good. We have still got, when we're thinking about money or revenue generation, we've still got planks that we've got produced that we need to sell at some point. We haven't sold any of our cereal crops yet as well, so we'll probably end up doing that in December. January is usually the best time for the cycle. So there's still plenty for us to look into, which is great. And then of course factor in a couple months time there'll be more livestock to sell as well. So we're going to be in a really good place. Really, really pleased with it. And the straw bales that we've been slowly selling off as well to go into the biogas heater on the other side. So really happy with how we're looking at it, and because what that will allow us to do is this continue to there's a bale out there we'll have to go and collect, just to continue to cycle through some of the machinery. I want to update a few things still, get it looking a little bit more applicable for what I'm trying to achieve here. End goal for this will be that when there is another British theme map ready and available to go, I want to be able to sell everything off here and take it straight across, and or take it over with me. That'll be the other option there as well. So all these things are things I want to try to achieve. With the livestock, we'll probably end up just selling them all off because it's easier and we'll take the funds and start again. But some of the machinery will definitely come across, and some of it we might look to overhaul as well. And yeah, what we'll do here is we'll just get this started, and then we can, once we get this field done, for example, we'll get the rake into here, we'll go and finish the other field over, and then the rake can follow us into there, and then we'll just slowly but surely wrap everything up nice and easily. There you go, we are set. We're looking okay for fuel for now. Let's get ourselves in. Fire up the front. Fire up the rear, turn off my beacons. There you go, just trying to remember all my buttons I programmed in. I think we're looking good there. Awesome. What we'll likely do is we'll get these headlands done, and then we will stick on some GPS with the advanced vehicle, just so we can actually get through and make this as efficient a job as possible. But yeah, nice to get in for some October 3rd Cup. Who would have seen it coming? Just a bit of planning and you can make anything happen. You know, some people recommend not to do the first pass when you got twin mowers like this with the front mower down, I guess, so you don't accidentally knock out a fence post on the corner. But here it seems to be working okay. What I do find is that the terrain causes the mower to bounce quite a lot, so you can't really control or adjust that too much. But yeah, we'll see how we get going with it anyway. And well, this is something that we're just going to continue to stick through with. I'm going to have to get that bale from that field over there and stick that straight into the biogas plant. I think it can't be left out there on its own. We'll get the contracts finished as well, so that should get us back up towards the £40,000 mark, and then we'll see how we're looking for the rest of the evening, with the hope to try and increase that revenue a little bit more. There's a few bits of machinery that I want to start thinking about. See what that will look like for purchase, and finances will dictate that right now it's not really going to be viable, but you know, there's plenty of time yet in the year, and we'll see where we go with that as well. But we'll leave it here for now, so thank you very much for watching as always. I do hope you have enjoyed. If you have and you've yet to do so, please do consider giving it a thumbs up and subscribe for more. My name has been Simulation for the Nation. This has been my latest installment of the adventures as we continue to build the perfect British beef farm, and we'll see you all in the next one. Till then, do stay safe, enjoy what you're doing as always, and we'll see you later.